President Trump says he is on a mission to save the city of Chicago, calling out the Democrat leaders standing in his way while deadly crime continues to put innocent Americans in danger.
We're going to go into Chicago. We're going to go into our cities. We're going to clean them out. Chicago, 2 weeks ago, 4 people murdered, 11 people shot. This weekend, it was like terrible, much worse than that. And then we have a governor that stands up and says, oh, it's wonderful. It's not wonderful. And what we're doing is we're going to make it totally safe. It'll be very safe very soon.
The Brewer Group CEO and former NFL player Jack Brewer joining me now to break this down. Jack, of course, the sound that you just heard from President Trump coming mere hours ago when he was speaking on his trip there in Asia. But isn't that ultimately what the people that live in these cities want, Jack? Because I don't know about you. If faced with the choice between I get to be safe or I don't get to be safe, the choice is pretty obvious, right?
It is, and it's unbelievable that J.D. Pritzker gets in front of his state and makes the comments that he does. I mean, you know, to give you the exact number, there was 17 people shot just this weekend. 3 weeks ago, 25 people shot. And the worst part about it is 6 out of those 17 people that were shot were just innocently sitting in their cars. And so you can't walk around the streets of Chicago. You can't sit in your car. I mean, bullets are flying like we're in a war zone. President Trump has to step in and do something. I think, you know, we're so incredibly blessed to even have a president like this who has already proven that he can go into these cities that are literally at war and solve these crimes. And these people deserve it, man. There's so many good folks in Chicago, in Memphis, in D.C., in all these cities that just don't deserve that. We have lawlessness in our streets, and we have young boys walking around shooting at each other. You have them robbing people. It's time to stop this mess. Most of these kids are fatherless, and so this issue runs really deep. And I'm just so thankful that President Trump is courageous enough to put an end to this mess.
Yeah, you can't lose a city like Chicago, because you lose a city like Chicago, you also lose the youth, to your point, of a city like that, and we can't have that. From Chicago to New York now, voters here in the Big Apple may actually be souring on socialism. A new poll from Suffolk University showing Andrew Cuomo has closed the gap to 10 points behind Zohran Mamdani in the New York City mayoral race a week before Election Day. All this, Jack, as Mamdani says Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch will follow his lead on police reform. Listen.
Lots of people who support your candidacy care about criminal justice reform and reforming the NYPD. And for the past year, she has stood athwart that in many different ways. She's going to follow your lead in City Hall if she's your police commissioner.
I think everyone will follow my lead.
Well, I think
I'll be the mayor.
I mean, it's clear from that comment he's going to do what he wants to do. Inevitably, that means fewer cops on the streets. It means less recruiting of cops, and it means a return or keeping the bail laws that we currently have in place, and they will definitely follow them to a T. So what would policing ultimately look like here in the Big Apple if Mamdani is elected?
It would look like complete lawlessness. And the Bible says lawlessness will increase and the hearts of many will grow cold. And that's what's happening in these cities across America, particularly in New York, a state which I love, as you know, man, proudly representing the Giants. And to see where that city has started to go and where the trends are going, I think people are waking up. I think people are realizing that they need law and order, particularly in New York City. We have, you know, the NYPD, which is the pride of the city, and no one wants to go back into the days of the 70s and 80s in New York. It's already slipped too far. This man is a mess, and I think he would completely destroy one of America's greatest cities. It's time for us to take a stand and stand up against this mess.
In his previous comments, he has called for a defunding of the NYPD multiple times. He has called for the dismantling of the NYPD, and clearly this is an individual who in his past statements does not like the NYPD. You really wonder if a vote for Mamdani is basically a vote against your own safety. Unless, of course, Jack, you are wealthy enough to have private security, which a number of these wealthy liberals, they don't seem to care about socialism versus non-socialism because they're covered either way. However, the rest of us, Jack, not so much. Jack Brewer, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ty.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.